Aquarius.
Hello Aquarius, Happy New Year. This is your January forecast for 2014, and yeah, we have had a little energy building up towards New Year, and here on New Year's Eve we have the Sun, the new moon, Mercury, Pluto, and also Venus retrograde. Now all of these are coming together here, merging in your 12th house. And the 12th house for you is where you retreat to when you need to kind of not just recharge your batteries, which it definitely is, but it's also for you to move within to find creative source. It's when you need that time off, you know, and away from the outer world, so you can merge with that inner creative thought power that you have, and also emotionally too, because it's the 12th house ruled by Pisces, which is water, it's emotions, and for you, you like to be in your mind. You know, you're Aquarius, you're ruled by Uranus, the higher mind. But right now it's more like catching up with those emotional feelings that perhaps you haven't had time to deal with too much here as of late. So you know how we always talk about the new moon and placing our intentions for the month. Well, since it is New Year's, you're also placing intentions for the entire year, and it is New Year's Eve where we place intentions anyhow, so double whammy for you. But this one really has the power to transform some aspect of your life that's really important to you, Aquarius, because Pluto is here. So you might find that the energy of this day here is very intense, you know, affecting you deeply somehow, somewhere. And so pay attention to where this eve, this day, is taking you on its inner journey landscape. Now you might need to feel this year to pull back maybe a little bit. Maybe you're not feeling it, you know, to go out and party with a big crowd and have your attention drawn in all different aspects. Maybe you're needing to contemplate, maybe to meditate or make some decisions here. And it is a decision time making for you by all means. Venus here is retrograde, and it's moved back into this area of the 12th. And so for you, it's giving you an extra time extension in this area, so you can go back and reevaluate what is really important. Venus rules your values. That is both love and romance, so this might, you know, light up on your chart somewhat. It rules also the area of income, how you make your money and so forth. And looking back over the year, what you have achieved since that of January last year. So for you, even more so than anybody in the zodiac right now, is having that backlash. So 2013 may weigh really strongly on you, and the past as far as also the now right here and where you're heading, 2014. We have Mars in your 9th house here also, where you're aiming towards grasping for some higher education or some higher goals and how to get there. So I see you've done a lot of research just recently, and you're continuing to do research here in January, where I see that you're balancing here what feels right. So you're going to allow yourself to be a little bit more than usual, led by intuition. Now Mars here, moving through the sign of Libra, is the scales. It's balancing here, right? But it's in the 9th house of Sagittarius, which is a Jupiter quality. So this Mars, your aim here is feeling like it's expanding towards something that's really big, and it is. But you're holding some of those goals close to heart as of right now. Next month, it looks like you might be able to more so launch these ideas or whatever the project is. So you're working behind the scenes for a reason. And I think that you know what is coming up for you here now, Aquarius. I think it's going to be a very exciting time, even though we have all these ruffled energies. I'll get back to those as we go through the dates, because there are a few dates you need to be aware of. However, though, in the overall picture, what I'm seeing is that you've worked really hard for the last, I'd probably say year and a half, in your career field to obtain a sense of arriving, you know, to get crowned for the work that you do. You're waiting to be recognized. And so the first portion of this, the first 10 degrees in this area, I see how you were, what should I say, laying down new grounds, foundations, really feeling that now you're tuning into and honing into those things that are important to you. The next 10 degrees, which has been now this year, pretty much has been testing it. Okay, so where am I at now? What have I built upon that new foundation? You know, where is it going? But now, see, you only got 10 degrees left. There's 30 degrees in each sign. And Saturn right now is 20 degrees here for you in Scorpio. The last 10 degrees is about finishing up. And I think this is what you're contemplating here in January. How can I do that? How can I do it best? How can I show that I own this, my sense of authority, bringing it across, speaking about it in really good terms, you know, laying it out so that they get what it is you're doing. So there's a feeling of that you're moving into an area where you're going to have to feel like you're proving yourself. And you'll do it. And you'll do it great. See, you have vision, Aquarius. I see how Neptune now, as it's moving direct again, you're out of the muddled waters, you know, and now you're realigning with that vision. And that vision is quite idealistic. And the sky is the limit for it. So it could be big. It could be something that can encompass humanity in some way. Why? Because Neptune is in Pisces, which is very humanitarian. And your sign is quite humanitarian in and of itself as well. But in this, I'm seeing it really connects to your value systems, how you see yourself. So there is more than just the self-worth of how you portray yourself out to others. It's more that inner feeling that you're here for a purpose. That is what is coming to the forefront. Then we have Jupiter still in your 6th house of day-to-day routines, expanding it. Yes, there's been a lot of growth going on here ever since, you know, early summer. Jupiter right now is retrograde, so it's giving you an extended phase here so you can reevaluate what did I achieve so far, how can I tweak it, how can I streamline it. It's the house of Virgo, and Virgo analyzes things, so you're going to feel that Jupiter is going to be very analytical, even though that you just moved out of a phase of having Mars there in Virgo and being very analytical as far as commissions, royalties, and joint resources perhaps in what you work with here in the work field. But Jupiter is going to analyze it in a different way, now including more emotions, because it's still in the sign of Cancer, which is water. It's intuitive, it's giving and nurturing, and it's also how can I expand my daily activities and still nurture and have enough time to self to think about health, you know, to go out there and work out and be conscious of what you eat and diet. When we have Jupiter in this area, Jupiter is big, so you might even, you know, come to experience that it might even expand your waistline. Let's be careful of that. See, Cancers love food, right? And it is in the area here. But we have here with Jupiter the full moon this month, so that would be on the 16th. So pay attention what you're going to be harvesting here on the 16th, and especially from what you initiated there on January 1st with those new moon intentions. So you will see the first gathering of those harvested seeds on the 16th, and then you'll see it throughout the whole year because it is a new year intention as well. So let's start. Top of the month, January 1st, the Sun and Pluto. You might feel the energies are very intense. Sometimes either it comes out with a big burst, if you can use it physically, that's a good thing. If not, what happens a lot of time is that Pluto turns inwards, and then we just feel exhausted and we just want to sleep, you know, totally like shut down. But we also have Mars on this very same day, which is squaring the Sun. So you got like, well, here's the conjunction of Pluto, nuclear, and Mars being dynamite here squaring. So your energies might be like this here on this day, and especially if somebody isn't on the up and up with you here on this day. You might just have a reaction because this Mars is very trigger happy today, as it is opposing Uranus, which reactions can come right out of the blue, not anticipated, but just like that. Okay, so a little bit aware. This is on January 3rd. So on the 6th, 7th, great days to have talks, communications, to settle some agreements perhaps. This is in the area of work and the things that you're working with behind the scenes. Great time for it. And we see the sun, the sun and Venus also being conjunct here on the 11th. So that's you coming across compassionate and understanding and giving and generous, and receiving that back too. So now we're out of this feisty, unpredictable energy that was right there smack on top of the month, and now we're balancing out, regaining control of the landscape. And I'm seeing that you're getting some recognition for what it is you're working with in the career field here on the 11th as well. And your shift, Mercury is moving out of this 12th house area into your sun sign area. So that's the first house. And so then we have to say that's pretty soon here where you can say happy birthday to you. But the Mercury's running ahead of the sun right now. So it's preparing the gateway for the sun to follow in on the 20th, where now you're actually going to start launching. You know, so you might start leaking some communication on the 11th, but then you're ready to present it here on the 20th when the sun comes out of the hidden area and out to the public. Very interesting day for you, January 20th. And then we also have some unexpected news on the 17th there that you could be getting and receiving. This might be here from the area of, it looks like it might come through a text or a phone call. It's the 3rd house for communication. And yeah, you'll see what that is for you, depending on your birth chart, especially to see exactly what it is, but it should be at least good news. Then we have the 24th, where your mental state and your physical state running really strong and harmoniously together, meaning that this is going to be an extremely busy day where you get a lot of tasks done, and you might feel a little exhausted as a result the next day, where Mercury's like little drained there with Saturn, but you're happy drained. Why? Because wow, you've had all this momentum build up to get it out into the open, and now you have, and then there's like this release of energy coming in. It's like sticking a hole in the balloon, right? And then I see you being anticipating some feedback, and that would come to you on the 29th. Here, the Sun in Uranus. Again, it's from the area of communication. So phone calls, texts, emails, whatever the deal is. It could be public relations. For some of you, it could be radio or TV, which also Uranus rules, and it could be the internet. Whatever it is, there's some focus on you personally here on the 29th. So put that on your calendar and see what it is you're going to be harvesting there. You know, I think it's going to be quite interesting for you. Then I just want to end the month here with taking you back to August. In August, you started something, either a concept, it could have been a deal, it could have been some kind of agreement you had with somebody. This is between working with coworkers. It's the 6th house, okay, of doing service, helping, supporting, giving, aiding, with Jupiter, and then the Pluto up there in the 12th house in the hidden aspect. So you might have had some kind of deal going on, or at least in the works, in the talks. How can we grow this? How can we expand this? Now it's coming back as Jupiter is retrograding over that very same degree of those talks. So there might be some new insights, new revelations. It might be a tweaking going on there, and how you can refine it so that when Jupiter a little bit later, in a couple of months, turns around, goes direct, it's going to, for the 3rd time, come over the very same degree where it's going to oppose Pluto. But by then, it looks like this area, this process, can see the last chapter of it. and that it's taking you the better part of maybe 6 to 9 months altogether to conclude this. But I see you being okay. You're being happy about it once you come to springtime. So, hey, Aquarius, does it sound like an exciting month? I think so. So, you know, stay tuned for your February forecast. So just remember to subscribe if you're not, so you get it to your inbox. And before you log off, go listen to your moon and rising sign so you can see what more is expecting you here right now in January. And do listen to your 2014 overall forecast for the entire year. Okay, bye now.